Business models are often confused with economic models. Today I want to talk a little bit about the difference between economic models and business models. An economic model depicts the financial flows in a company. That is, the revenues, the costs, but also the costs of capital and the returns on investment. In that sense, we can think of an economic model as the way a certain industry is configured to fit into the DuPont pyramid, which depicts, in the end, the return on equity invested in a given company. Business models are very different. Business models depict the activities that go into those input variables in the DuPont pyramid. And in that sense, you can have an industry where you have one economic model, but you actually have very different business models that lead into that economic model. Examples of business model variables could be the way you engage with customers, the longevity of customer relationships, the ability to take in strategic partners to the business model to help improve the value proposition to your customers. There could be many other examples of how business models are different on top of a similar economic model. A good example of an industry with the same economic model but with different business models is the airline industry. The economic model is the same in this industry. You have to have a certain amount of aircraft, you have to fly some routes, there's a turnaround time, and there's an acquisition of customers. Singapore Airlines and Ryanair are good examples of different business models in the same industry. Singapore Airlines is a high-quality airline. It's an intercontinental airline. It has a high loyalty and a big business segment. They earn a lot of their profits from this business segment and having returning customers. Ryanair, on the other hand, earns most of their money from leasing aircraft and from collaborations with airports. So they are very different business models, very different segments, and very different companies, but the economic model of those two companies are identical. Therefore, when we talk about the performance of business models, we have to be careful that we are not talking about the performance of the economic model. You can actually have a well-performing business model on top of a not so good performing economic model, and vice versa.